Welcome to the Xon Photography and to a photographer's diary. It's now February 2018. The year has begun, the goals are set and the first actions are taken. Now let me give you an insight of what I did in February 2018. I've started this series, A Photographer's Diary, to give you an insight, a little bit behind the scenes and the thought processes that I have as a photographer, to give you a look at how things are created, because there are things that I'm going to do in some month or in some years that start today. And so when you see these things in some month or in some years, you might ask yourself, how did it start? And that's why I make this video, so you have a real insight, a truthfully look at how things are created. And I spent the February here in Spain. We're in the Costa del Sol. It's the most beautiful or most sunny place in Europe, the most sunny days. And I've spent here now the last month, 3rd of February until 3rd of March. And that is something very interesting to do, to be 1 month off completely and not for work. It's not that I necessarily came here for work. Yes, I worked here because I wanted when I was here, but I just came because we have a baby. My girlfriend is from here, so that her whole family can see the baby. We came here. And now I have a decision to make. Will I stay in Germany where I live and where I work, or will I come with my family here? And most people would probably have stayed in Germany. I can't come, I have to work. I can't take off a month. But when your family is important, you might be able to do it, depending on how important it is to you. Now let me give you a story about photography. There are 2 boys, and let's say they are both 25 years old. One is called Tom and one is called Jerry. And they both work in the same company, both have a similar job. They both work creatively, but not really what they want to do. They get paid relatively well. Let's say they earn 2,500 euros a month, cash, after taxes and insurance and everything. 2,500 euros a month. And both have a passion for photography, but both work in a big company. And they work in the same room. And one day Tom says to Jerry, you know what? I'd love to photograph more. I had a shooting this weekend and it was so great, and I thought if I could do this every day, I would be so happy. And then he said, but you know, I work from Monday to Friday, and on the weekend I have to spend time with my girlfriend, I have to meet my family, I have to meet my friends, and I'm losing the photography because the week is full of this, working in a big company for 2,500 a month. And Jerry says, man, what are you complaining about? You have 2,500 a month, every month, and you have some holidays. Take pictures in your holidays. And Tom thinks, no, that's not how I want to live. He says, what if I could do something that I really like and I could do it every day, so that I no longer need holidays? I don't need to get off of what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is the best thing that I can imagine. And Tom then decides to get into photography as the main job. And so he quits his job in the big company where he got his salary and starts his photography business. And in the first month, he makes no money and he pays. He has to register his business, he has to buy a new lens or new camera, he has to have some cards to put out, a new website, a good website. He has to buy things before he can earn things. And when they meet again, Tom and Jerry asks, Tom, how are you doing? How is it with photography? And Tom says, you know, every month I'm spending 1,000 and I have no income. And Jerry says, are you crazy? What are you doing? You had 2,500 a month, every month, without any payment, without paying anything for it. You had it all given to you, and now you have nothing and you pay? That is crazy. And then they go off their own ways and they meet again. And then Tom says, you know what, Jerry? Guess what happened? I made my first 1,000 a month. And Jerry says, you know what, 1,000 a month? You have to pay your taxes, you have to pay things for the photo shoots, you probably have to still pay for the camera. You don't have 1,000 a month, you might have half of it. And Tom says, yeah, that's right, but you know what? Some month ago I had an idea of how I dream about my life, and now I live this dream and I made 1,000 a month. Yes, it's not 2,500 cash on hand like I had, but it's 1,000 a month from nothing. And then they go off their own ways and then they meet again. And Tom starts, Jerry, you know what? I made 1,000. And Jerry says, you already told me that last time. And Tom says, no, I mean 1,000 a week. I had a portrait shoot in a company of the employees, and after that they liked the images so much that the day after it they said if I could come and photograph their product. So we did a product shoot, and over 1 week I made 1,000. And Jerry thinks, oh, that's pretty good. And what about the weeks before that? And Tom says, nah, not so good. And Jerry thinks, oh, then it's fine. The next time they meet, Tom starts again. Jerry, guess what I made? I made 1,000. Jerry says, I know, a month and a week. You told me that. No, not a week. In a day. There was a couple who liked my images. Their wedding photographer just went off and they needed a photographer. They asked me to take pictures at the wedding day. And I said, I never did it. I don't know what to charge. And I said, pay me afterwards what you think it's worth to you. Pay me nothing when you don't like it. Pay me much when you're really happy. And they paid me 1,000 for 1 day. And I could photograph all day. Everybody on the wedding looked beautiful. The places we went were beautiful. Everything was well decorated. Everything was so well. The images turned out so great. These are the best images I've ever taken. And I have loved it. And I made 1,000 a day. And Jerry thinks, whew, you know, Tom, because you left, somebody else now had to do your work, and I got some of the work, and I got paid 10% more, so I now make 2,750. But you know, the work you did, some parts are difficult, and I have trouble holding up with it. I'm staying every day longer than I want, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about the stuff I have to do, and I'm not comfortable with it. I'm still insecure, and I have a hard time waking up. That's Jerry, who's still working in the company, who also wants to do photography, who's now hearing 1,000 a day. And Jerry is hearing how Tom is speaking, full of enthusiasm, full of joy, full of excitement about his job. And Jerry, how is he talking about his job? Waking up with pain. Waking up with pain. Yes, he gets paid more, but the price to pay for it, might be too high. The emotional costs, think about the costs, the emotional costs that you have in your job. How does it make you feel? Tom has a great feeling, and Jerry, every week, every month it gets worse and worse because Jerry has no friend more at the work. He's now sitting on the desk with nobody really to talk to, having more work to do, getting paid a little bit more, but having to stay longer as well. And he's thinking, man, Tom, I wish I would have gone with you. Now the next time they meet, guess what happens? Tom starts again. Tom says, Jerry, guess what I made? 1,000. And Jerry says, yeah, I know, you told me about the wedding. No. It's been a long time now since we've met, and I've made a video course about editing images. Because I put some images on Facebook, on Instagram, and some YouTube stuff, there were people who bought the video course, and I made 1,000 in the first hour because the people wanted to know how I edited. 1,000 in the first hour from an idea about a great life. What's important to me. I had the courage to act upon that idea. I had the courage to make room for that idea. And the way to make room for an idea is to say no to things that are in the way of that idea. I had to say no to the big company with the guaranteed income. I had to say no. So I had room for what I really like to do, and now 1,000 an hour. And Jerry is standing there thinking, what the hell is going on? 1,000 an hour? And the way you talk, the way you look, the smile on your face, how much is that worth? And then look at Jerry, getting no sleep, got pain in his emotions, because he's going to a job he no longer likes. Tom is gone. What's keeping him there? What's keeping him there is the 2,750 euros at the end of the month. He gets paid once a month, and he has to go to work 20 times a month. So 20 times a month he feels bad. For one time feeling good, that's when he gets paid. And Tom is standing there thinking about his life and the possibilities. Tom is doing something that he really likes. And here's the truth. When you do something you really like, you want to do it often because it gives you a great feeling. Tom wants to take pictures all the time. He wants to do it often. When you do something often, you get better at it. When you get better at it, you can make money with it, or when you already make money with it, you can charge more with your experience growing. When you make more money, you can put that money and put it back into what you are doing. Buy a new lens, a new camera, flash system, write a book, maybe make a gallery, make some prints. And the thing you like to do grows and grows and grows. This is a story about two people having the same passion, one acting upon it and one neglecting it. Tom and Jerry. The one has a very safe place and the other goes all in and earns nothing in the first month. Then after a year, one and a half year, 2 years, 1,000 is 1,000 an hour. Not all hours, but 1,000 an hour, 1,000 a day. And that is something very interesting. And I was a Jerry. I was working in an insurance company. After I made my degree in economics in the university, 6.5 years, I studied economics. 6.5 years. I'm making photography for 4 years now, which means I am more a student in economics than a photographer, because 2 more years I studied longer than I am now a photographer. But you don't know me as a student of economics. You don't know me. When you search my name, there is nothing about economics. It's all about photography. Because from being a Jerry, I turned into a Tom. Because the feeling I had from Monday till Friday was average at best. And I don't want to live average. Life has 30,000 days from the birth till the end. I may have left 17,000 days. That's all I have left. And I'm going to spend these days with purpose and with something that I love to do. And I want this to be affecting others in a positive way. And I do it by making room in my everyday life for the things that are important to me. I'm here now for 1 month, not because of work, but because my girlfriend and our child is important to me. And she has 1 year off. She can do this year whatever she likes. She said, when the baby's there and when it can fly on a plane, I'll take it, bring it to my family in Spain 1 month. And I'm standing there. I have a choice. I can say I have to work in Germany, or I can say, you know, you are important to me, I come with you. I make room. I make 1 month room only for you and for the baby. Guess what happened? When I started photography, I didn't make any money for 8 months. And you will get into problems when you have no money for 8 months. I got into serious problems. But I was happy about it, and I felt successful because I was creating something that is important to me, starting in photography. But it took me some months to get a client. It took me some months to get paid. And now I'm standing here 1 month in Spain. Guess what happens? I'm looking in my inbox, email inbox. Somebody bought a video course about editing, 89.95 euros. The next day, I look into my inbox. Somebody buys a video course of editing, 89.95 euros. The next day, I look in my inbox. 4 video courses were sold about street photography, which is $49.95 per video course, which is 200 in total. And all day long, I look into my inbox, and I'm in Spain. And I'm making an income with the work that I did in the last years, with the 1,000 videos on YouTube, with the video courses, and I'm still very small. I am a nobody in photography industry. I have on YouTube maybe 6,000 followers. There are people in photography who have 60,000 followers, 100,000, 200,000. They all have video courses. They all have an online shop. And they all, if they like, can stay on the beach because their products work for them. And when I tell you I make 100 a day just with the video courses, there are some photographers that you know that make 1,000 a day. There are photographers who make, just with the online shop, they make 1,000 a day, every day, which is 365,000 a year, which is $250,000 or euros a year, plus 100,000 bonus, passively without doing anything but the work that they did in the last years. And this is what's possible today. I told you in one of the last videos about Sue Bryce. My girlfriend bought me a video course of Sue Bryce, which is a female photographer who's doing photography for 25 years now. And that course, that video course, cost $300. Sometimes there are rebates and it goes down to $250, $200. When I bought it in Christmas, December 2017, end of December 2017, that course was sold 70,000 times for over $200, which is $14 million. $14 million. From Christmas to now, it's now end of February. From Christmas to now, when I look onto the site, it has now sold 73,000 times, which means 3,000 people bought it in the last 2 months. When I now multiply 3,000 people paying $200, it's $600,000 in 2 months. 600,000 in 2 months. That's 10,000 a day. Passive income, 10,000 a day with a course that they did a year ago. And that is exciting. That is where Tom is going. Tom is having an idea. Now this Sue Bryce, I'm telling you, was doing photography for 25 years. I'm doing photography for 4 years. Imagine having an image of the future. Here's what I want for me. With 72 years, I want to live here in the south of Spain, in Nerja near Malaga, with my girlfriend and with our kids running around, who then also will have kids, and I will still have my camera in my hand. And I will have books and exhibitions and video courses and workshops here. People can come here and they can learn photography here with us. They can buy the video courses, they can buy the books, they can buy the experiences, they can experience the photography that I've created then. I'm doing it now for 4 years and I have the image of doing it for 40 years. Now Jerry has a different image. Jerry thinks, hopefully I can quit early my job. Hopefully I don't have to do this any longer. Jerry thinks, hopefully with 50 something happens to me that I no longer have to work. And Tom thinks, hopefully I can do this until the day I say goodbye. And Tom doesn't need any holidays. If Tom goes on holidays, guess what's coming with him? His camera. He takes his job with him because his job is not a job, it's his passion. His passion is what he loves to do. So when he's in Spain on the beach, he's taking pictures on the beach. He's not relaxing from his work. His work is his energy. He gets energy from it. And you can decide if you're a Jerry or if you're a Tom. You can decide that. Tom has all the freedom of the world and Jerry has a 9 to 5. And the difference is not financially. It's not a financial difference. If you say, I can't afford to be a Tom because I don't know how to survive, the truth is, you're thinking too narrow. You're thinking for the next month, the next 2 months. Think in 5 years. Imagine, where will you be with your passion in 5 years if you start now doing it all day, making room for it all day, 7 days a week, making room for your passion? Where would you be in 5 years? And there probably are some months where you cannot pay the rent, but you have to go through these hard months to get to the point in 5 years. And when you have an image of yourself where you will be in 5 years, it's easy to survive a couple of months without income. But when you only think ahead 3 months and all these 3 months are no income, you will not do it. If you think about 5 years and 3-4 months are poor, but the rest of the years will be rich, then you have the motivation to act upon it. It's all about courage, the courage to follow your own voice or the voice from the outside. And you can decide that. I've decided living from the camera, not having a contract with anybody. And I have gotten a life because of that, where I can say I am 1 month here. And guess what we did here? We made a video course. I love photography, so I thought, what can I do with my camera that brings joy to others? Let's make a video course. So there's a video course coming, Master Your Camera, great images straight from the camera, where you will learn getting great images straight from the camera. All images will be unedited, no image will be edited, and you will learn how you can do that too. Now back to February. We took some images here of our family, of the baby, of Anna's family, Anna's cousin. She has a big family here. Anna's sister was here from Madrid. Her parents, the baby. It was all about family. And I bought a Canon 6D Mark II, which is filming now. And I tried it. And I'm going to make a review about it also. And just think about it. I'm filming now in autofocus mode in video. This camera has autofocus in video, and I'm filming at 85mm f1.4, and the camera captures my face without me doing anything. You see, my face is in focus, and I can just move. Let me just brighten this up. I can move towards the camera or away from the camera, and my face is in focus. It captures my face very quickly. And there are many reviews about the Canon 6D Mark II that crush the camera. And I think it's a really great camera choice. I think for some areas it's the only camera that you can actually use. There's a touch screen and the flip out screen, so I can see where my head is off the screen. My head is off the screen. I can see that there because there's a flip out screen. There is no full frame camera in the world but the Canon 6D Mark II who can do that. And if I would be an Instagram influencer, or if I want to be big on Instagram, this camera would give me all the images. I could take a picture now with my face in focus. I don't have to ask a photographer. I can just do it myself, and I can get away, be here. I can see myself still in the screen that I'm still on. If I stand up now my head is off. You could not do this with any other camera. So for February, what have we learned? You can decide if you're a Tom or if you're Jerry. And if you have problems getting into Tom's life, get yourself a visual image of the next 3 or 5 years. And all I can give you is my experience. I'm doing photography now for 4 years. And I think I did more in these 4 years than ever before. And yet, for me, it's still just the beginning, because I'm thinking about 40 years.